Hi, and welcome to, or for some, welcome back to Mimi on the Move. I am today going to do a follow-up of my latest video, which was called, When Does the Healing Begin? In that video, I mentioned that I would do a future video, which is today, about how to begin the process of the healing. Other than first recognizing there's healing to be done, which obviously is the first step, there are a number of things that I've been successful with regards to healing, and I'd like to share with you. May not work for all of you, might work for some of you. It doesn't hurt to give it a try anyways. It's not that difficult to do. I call it the sifting and sorting process. And this is the process where you need to spend a little bit of time with yourself, whether you put aside 15 minutes a day, an hour, a few times a week, whatever you can do, whatever you feel you want to put into this, you're going to get back much more than you put in the final analysis of it all. And that's something to look forward to, absolutely. And I can speak from my own self on that. When you do the work, you reap the rewards, and that's really important. So let's just start right away with the sifting process. Sifting. Now, this is all my opinion and my little experiment with myself. So please know that I'm not trying to be any knowledgeable academic person, which I'm not. I'm just a person going through life at 71 years of age and doing my very best to make it my best life, no matter what the circumstance. So that's why healing, to me, has been an important stage. And I think we need to heal almost all through our life sometimes. So anyways, getting on with it, I apologize for the interruption. Sifting is going through your past, recalling memories in random order, jotting them down in point form, bullet form, without analyzing them, until you've exhausted your memory banks. And this could take a while. There's no doubt about it. I would suggest having a separate little book or journal or whatever you like to write into. That is going to help you. You might want to put it in categories, you might not. I don't know. It depends on you and your system and how you like to do things. However, for me, I had a book and I just started writing. And every time I had a memory, I left a space between that and the next memory, just so it didn't look too jumbled when I went back to it later on, which we do. So you might fill up the book and start on another one. I don't know. You might not even fill up one book. Who knows, right? Everybody's life is unique to them. So for me, a book, jotting down memories, leaving a space between each memories with not any analyzing of them at all, without trying to go into those memories at all, not yet. We'll get there. And until you can't remember anything more about your life, right from birth all the way through to whatever year you want to take it through to, okay? So you need to be prepared to devote time to this. It's really necessary to begin your process in developing that new blueprint that I spoke about on the last video. Oftentimes when we have memories that caused us great pain, emotional pain especially, it's important to look at them now through different eyes so that we can put them somewhere and put them away forever and move on and make this new blueprint of how we want our life to be, what we want our life to look like to ourselves, okay? So I once wrote a little story about the two-sided fence. Okay, I might share that with you another time. It's all about this sort of thing, blueprints and whatnot, and that's sort of what I mean by a blueprint. It's complex for each person. It's like a blueprint for anything. There's a lot of branches and capillaries and all kinds of things going off of this. The initial information. So it might come as a surprise to you how many deposits you've actually made to your memory banks. We don't even think about it too much on a daily basis because we're busy living our life. But once you start writing down your memories, oh my goodness, what an eye-opener. And what's going to happen, I guarantee you, You're going to have a memory and you're going to jot it down. Leave a space. That memory brought up another memory. So you jot that down and leave a space. But you know what? That memory might bring on yet another memory. So where you started with the one memory that day, you might end up with multiple memories. Just jot them down. Try not to think about them. Try not to go back into those memories. Just jot them down. They'll come to be very useful soon at a later date. Okay. When we just want to get them on paper for now, and looking at them is for later. Okay. Now you might spend a few days on this project, a few weeks, a few months, or even longer, depending on how much of a blueprint change you're making. See, nobody says we should have to change our entire blueprint. There might be parts of our personal blueprint we love and we find good for us, healthy and inspiring. And then there's the other parts of the blueprint, maybe not so much. So you can pick and choose how much or how not much of your blueprint you would like to make changes to. You might only be making a few adjustments for now, or you might end up creating a whole new blueprint. Time will tell. Time will take care of that. You don't have to worry about that part. This is highly personal, and there is no right or wrong choice, because it's just a choice on your personal blueprint. Do with it as you please. As I mentioned earlier, this is called the sifting stage. We're just sifting through our mind and pulling out memories, jotting them down, leave a space. Once you feel you've completed the collection of memories, you've exhausted those memory banks to the best that you can, it's time to begin the ardent task of sorting out those memories. That's why I call this video Sifting and Sorting. It's all up here, sifting and sorting. It's up there. Keep in mind that you might make alterations regarding times and dates, etc., when we get into the sorting stage, because you might have thought it was in 1984, but it turned out it was 1986. So things like that, be open to change, be open to making adjustments along the way. I think that's really important. I think it's also really important to avoid the temptation to rush through this. I think if you do this in a relaxed state of mind, in a peaceful setting, I think you'll have pretty good success in those memories. And again, try not to get plugged into each memory as you jot them down. Or try not to be too surprised that a new memory was brought up that you hadn't realized you even remembered until you started doing this little exercise, okay? Most of all, be patient and just know that new memories are very likely to crop up, pretty much guaranteed. And that's all good, okay? So you've got, let's just say you've got your book filled, or your 2 books filled, or your half a book filled, or whatever. So now we're going to do the sorting, and the sorting, I think, is the most interesting and fun exercise in this journey. Because sorting is making you really think back on, when did this happen? Who was there? All the details start coming out in the sorting. Right? The details are in the sorting. You might ask yourself, where do I begin? I don't know where to start, okay? If you have this question, you're in luck. I've been there, and I might be able to help you with this. It's okay if you don't get the order correct in the beginning, because guess what? As you go through the process, the order will begin to take on a life of its own. It seems like once you start getting all this stuff in some sort of order, it starts helping you. Because you'll look at one memory and then the next, and you'll go, wait, why are you there? I think you're supposed to be 2 years after that. Or why are you there? I'm sure that it wasn't Aunt Lily that was there on that day. I'm pretty sure that wasn't her that day. I think it was like Auntie Doreen. So these are the things that are going to crop up and give you some clarity of mind with your sorting process of all those memories, because sometimes our memories get jumbled up. Okay, so we want to unjumble and get them all sorted out. That's really important. Remember when I said that one memory might spark a new memory, right? Well, this happens in the sorting phase as well, right? Not just in the sifting, but in the sorting, okay? All those deposits in our memory banks begin aligning themselves. Like I said, they start to take on a life of their own. They begin to align themselves with regards to time, place, people, and finally, the experience itself. That's the memory, is the experience. And that's why we need to really find clarity on the time, the place, the people. Because the experience is usually what we remember the most. And sometimes the other three things get a little cloudy until we start putting them down on paper and getting them sorted, okay? So it is from our S and S'ing, sifting and sorting, that we will unveil and realize the effect has had on our current blueprint, the current way we live, the current way we see things, the current way we react to things, the current belief system we have. So let's review the order of the tasks. I made a few notes here, which I'm going to refer to. 1, sift all memories. Jot down on paper, leave a space. Keep the recollection brief, right? The recollection of the memory. Keep that brief during this stage because the timeline is not important just yet. And then number 2, sorting. It's going to help you to sort if you make categories in 5-year increments. Example, memories from age birth to 5. Chances are there's not going to be a lot of memory deposits there, but trust me, they are in there. But we may not be able to pull them out. Maybe we will during the process pull some out. Don't know. Everybody's an individual this way, okay? Look back on your sifting notes. When you're going through these 5-year increments, refer to your sifting notes, okay? Because they're going to help you with how old you might have been during that memory. Use a new color for each increment. In other words, maybe 0 to 5 you'll use green, possibly 6 to 10 you'll use orange. That's what I'm trying to say. So all the memories from age 0 to 5 use one color. Then we want to have ages 6 to 10. Once again, going back and refer to your sifting notes. Very, very important. Use a new color for ages 6 to 10. Okay. Now follow this pattern in 5-year increments until at least age 20. There's going to be a lot of memories in there. Okay. Use a new color for each increment, as I mentioned already. Once you've completed this task, now go back to the first 5-year section of memories and do your best to put those memories in some kind of chronological order. This is fun. This is not laborious. This is fun to do this because you're challenging your memory banks. You're really actually exercising your brain. And I'm all about, well, I'm Mimi on the Move. I teach fitness. I teach dance classes. I've always done that. That's been my life. Movement. Hence Mimi on the Move. And now we're moving into a healing stage. Okay. So you want to do the best you can to get these memories, like I said, in chronological order, and do this until you've completed all sections. Goodness knows how long that's going to take. It might take a couple weeks, it might take a couple of months, it might take a year. We don't know. Like, everybody's individual. But again, I'm going to mention and try to stress, try not to rush yourself. Try to allow yourself the privilege of time. Okay. My son once told me when he was a child, Mom, there's no such thing as time. I didn't really understand what he meant until I got older. Okay. You can think about that one. Now that you have a rough semblance of your memories and your timelines, that's the sifting and sorting, right? It's time to move on to the next phase of your personal blueprint house cleaning or housekeeping, however you want to refer to it. After all, if you don't take care of your internal house, how on earth will you live there in peace, calm, and with balance? How will you recognize good choices? And how will you make decisions that will help to keep you healthy, both mentally and spiritually, not to mention physically. So you're going to move your body, you're going to move your brain, you're going to move your emotions, you're going to move everything. Now, as in the prior section, try to remind yourself every now and then to be patient. I can't stress this enough, because if you're like me and I've been labeled by some type A personality, I used to be able to multitask many things. Now, I'm lucky if I can get one task at a time done. So things have changed in my 71 years. That's okay, because I'm learning how to be patient with myself as I age. I do no longer expect myself to multitask like I once did. Juggling, being a single parent at 27 years of age, trying to raise 2 children, suffering the loss of one child, my third child, he was really my middle child, but I had 3 children. My husband, my father, my brother, everybody. There's so many people, losses through all those younger years of mine. The trauma of watching my husband being hit by a car and killed, and the trauma of my newborn baby dying. Like there's so much there, so much. And healing doesn't happen fully when you're busy doing all those things, raising children, trying to work, trying to put food on the table, roof over their head, give them activities that they want to do. There's just so much. So as I got into my 50s, that's when I started sifting and sorting. Now I'm 71, and I'm feeling I can talk about it to other people now, because it was definitely an experience, a journey, a process, one that I'm extremely proud of myself to have taken. And I hope you are too. I truly do. Anyways, know that the time spent doing this may well be the most precious gift you can ever give to yourself. It truly is the most precious gift I've given to myself. I'm going to leave it at that for now. That was a lot. You might want to replay it, pause it, make a couple of notes, just so that you can do it. But basically, sifting is getting your memories down. We're going to just summarize here. Sifting is getting all the memories down. And then we're going to move into sorting. And you're going to put them in 5-year increments. And then you're going to try to remember approximately how old you were during that, so that those 0 to 5, 6 to 10, 11 to 15, 16 to 20 years of age, etc., so you can actually recognize them and then do something with them. We're going to talk later on about prioritizing the impact of those memories, because your most impactful memories are going to be the ones that come first to you. Okay, but that's when those little memories sneak out, when you're thinking of something that was quite impactful in your life. The little memories come out as well. So be prepared for that. You might even make a side note on your page. Oh, extra memories from this memory, I've thought of this, right? But like I said, I'm going to leave it like that. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that it will benefit you in some way, or maybe not. I don't know. We're all very different. In any event, have yourselves a wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Take care.